Hello, how's everybody doing? I'm coming on today because today is a very powerful day, right? May 5th. And I have this goddess, this deity that has been wanting to channel through me these past couple of weeks, but I've just been so busy with my family that I haven't had the opportunity to actually come on and reveal the messages that she wants to actually give to the collective right now. And so I'm actually excited because usually I come on and kind of just talk about other things, but today I'm going to be actually channeling a deity that a lot of you and most of you know by the name of Medusa. And I love Medusa, and she's very misunderstood by many. And so when I worked with her prior, it was for other reasons, but she's coming through this moment in my life because she wants me to reveal a collective purpose on why she's actually coming in for many of us. Okay. This message is going to resonate with anybody out there who is familiar with working with different deities, gods, goddesses that are also our ancestors in many ways. I'm not going to go into that. Okay. But she wants to leave a very powerful message because many of us are going through so many shifts and changes and transformations in our life right now. And I'm gonna let this garbage man go by that first. Kind of loud. Might be a synchronicity though. Getting rid of the trash. Getting rid of the trash. The trash that you're taking out has probably been loud for you. Like it has been for me, for real. Oh my gosh. No, but a lot of us are removing a lot of old versions of self. And when I channeled Medusa, I wrote down a list of things that she wants to talk about today. And one of the main things reasons why she's coming through, there's like so many distractions. Oh my gosh, there's an airplane going by. Removing distractions so that you can see and feel and know what you're actually removing and releasing out of your life. That's definitely one of the messages. So it's beautiful that we have all this stuff going on. Anyways, so if I feel called, I'm going to be pulling some cards from this oracle deck that actually has Medusa on the cover, which I love. But when I first connected with her energy, I wanted to know why she was coming into my energy. It's getting hot. The sun wasn't out earlier, but now it's making its way. Ooh, with a hawk. That could be also a synchronicity for somebody. We have a hawk flying right here. Hi. Anyways, so when I tapped 333 on my timer, I love 333. When I first connected with her energy, I wanted to know why she was coming in at this moment in my life and why she was coming in so strongly for the collective. And the first reason is because we are in the year of the snake, the year of the 9, the year of completing cycles, the year of completing many things in our lives and our journeys, right? And of course, her head full of snakes. And so when I channeled the energy from her, she had me envision each snake on her head as a different initiation, a different transformation, a different spiritual gift that could be coming online for you, or different Kundalini awakenings. And so I had to really understand, are these versions of self as well? And she said yes. Many of us have been going through these very powerful soul retrievals, remembering who we are in different times in our life, right? Where we live simultaneously, connecting with our past, future, and present version of self to really intertwine all of these energies of self to really remember who we are. And so was having me picture all of these different aspects of the different shifts, transformations, initiations, and Kundalini awakenings, because every time we went through that, we are coming closer to remembering who we are on a soul level. And so that was her main message, as well as getting rid of the trash, releasing what no longer serves us, so that we can walk in this true version of self, which is beautiful. So when I was connecting with her, I was like, but what are you like wanting to get at right now? She wanted me to go into a meditation. And if any of you feel called to go into meditation to connect with her, I highly recommend you do your research first. If you're watching the video this far, you're very familiar with working with dark feminine goddesses, or you're interested in it. If that's something that you're interested in, one of my sisters, me and her, I'm going to connect with her to see if she's willing to do a collaboration with channeling dark feminine goddesses, so that a lot of us are really understanding the depth of the dark feminine goddess energy. Because actually a lot of the dark feminine goddesses, not just the goddesses, but the gods, the deities, the ancestors, right? They work in the darkness and the light for a reason. Even a lot of the angels and ascended masters, they work with both frequencies of the dark and the light. And they do this to ultimately assist us in remembering who we are, where we came from, why we have shadow aspects, and why we have light aspects within us. And so if you are wanting to work with the dark feminine goddess of Medusa, do your research. But what I'm getting at is she wanted me to go into a meditation, and I had to do this for myself. And so if you're watching the video this far, I recommend this for you. She wanted me to go into meditation. I went into this meditation, and she wants us to stare our fears and our ego desires in the face, turn them to stone, and shatter them. Shatter them, release them. They no longer serve us. And when I went into this meditation, a lot of the fears that were held in that space was the fear of showing up for myself, this fear of speaking up for myself, the fear of making close relationships or connections and friendships, the fear of sharing my spiritual gifts with others or with the world, with the collective. So I shattered them. I had to. And this has been energy that I've been working with, but why am I stepping into this frequency of fear? Even all the energy work I've done, the shadow work I've done, the shamanic healing I've done, it kept showing up for me. And I was like, why? And so when I went through that meditation and I stood my fears in the face and realized it was me showing up for myself, right? Being creative, following my passions, my pleasures in life, I was shocked that it was those things, because the fears were actually my gifts. I was running away from myself. And a lot of you may connect with that. And a lot of the fears that we face is versions of self that we've been running away from, but they hold our most powerful essence within it. Another distraction. Anyways, so Medusa is wanting us to stare our fears in the face and shatter them. And that could be intense for a lot of us, because we can do this for ourselves. You can definitely go to a healer to do this for you. But when we connect within and connect with ourselves, right? Not only are we having somebody that's true, like ourselves, ourself is always going to be our own healer. And so when we can tap into meditation within ourselves, look at our fears and our ego desires, ask them why they're there, and shatter them if need be. And most of the time they do need to be shattered, because if we don't shatter our fears, they're going to constantly be showing up in our life to keep us playing small, to keep us stuck, right? And then we're going to put the blame on other people on why we're feeling stuck, and that's not healthy for anybody. So she wants us all to know that we are becoming who we're meant to be. If you're still watching this video, you are becoming who you're meant to be. And so if you are personally ready to step into owning your power, owning literally the balance and the harmony. So I don't want to say the balance, because balance is this, right? We want to be in balance with the masculine and feminine, but we also want to be in harmony. We want them to dance together. We want them to move together, because we're constantly changing, transforming, and transitioning in multiple stages of our lives. And the more harmony we have with the masculine and the feminine energy, when to slow down and go into stillness, when to bring our energy and draw it back in, and when to be on the go and take action. That's that harmony, that being in flow. Like this snake, right? We're in the year of the snake. The snake is very primordial, ancient, feminine, dark feminine energy, which is why this snake stays close to the ground, that primordial groundedness. And I mentioned this in one of my previous videos. This year of the snake is really bringing us to the depth of our root chakra, right? What's being held in our root chakra? What's unstable? What's making us feel like we're not safe? What's making us feel like we need to constantly be in that fight or flight mentality, right? So as we shed these fears and these ego desires, we are shedding old versions of self. We are shedding the masks that we thought we had to put on our face or in our energy field in general, just to live life. But the masks have never served us in the first place, right? They did to protect us or to be in our comfort zone. But when we wear so many masks, we forget who we are. And so she is wanting us to go into this meditation and stare our fears in the face, turn them to stone, and shatter them. That's deep. That's deep. Okay? She also wants us to own our sexuality. And that's, I'm going to just take it really short and simple with that. Own your sensuality and your sexuality. Because a lot of the time, that is one of the fears that many of us face too. Whether that's past lifetimes, future lifetimes, or current lifetimes. But presently, owning our sexuality is key to our expansive awareness. One of them. One of the keys to our expansive awareness. Some of the crystals that you can use to work with Medusa is snake skin jasper, of course, bloodstone, which I'm actually wearing right now, bloodstone, petrified wood, and carnelian. Okay. She's saying herbs to work with her, to work with your feminine, but also to work with your sensuality and sexuality is honey and damiana. Damiana is a beautiful herb for working with your sexual and sensual energy, but also it's a heart opener. It's a heart opener, a heart cleanser as well. And honey is a transmuter within itself, but it's also an amplifier. And honey is beautiful in all aspects of your healing journey and for your body. Anyways, elements is fire and earth. And the animals that she works with is snakes, dragons, and the leopard. So I'm going to pull however many cards want to come out. Hopefully just a couple of them, because we're losing the sun a little bit. It's hiding behind a cloud. All right, Medusa. Give us a card. She's saying 3 cards: mind, body, spirit. On the top, first card for the mind is beauty, which is beautiful. It's the mermaid for 1, and it's a 14. 1 plus 4 is a 5. We're literally talking about the 5, and then I have 14, 34 on my timer. 14 is also, I believe, me personally, I believe it's a very powerful number within itself. But this is for beauty, the mermaid. Constantly telling yourself how beautiful you really are, right? As you can see, the water is pretty much consuming her. This is like the emotions, like overflooding emotions or overflowing thoughts, which is trying to block you from actually realizing how beautiful your energy truly is. And now we're waking up to knowing and feeling how beautiful we truly are. And once we declutter the mind, right, there's a ship on top of her head waiting to go into the water, right, to sail in a new direction. The mermaid with beauty, with the mind. What are you telling yourself? Your energy is beautiful. Your spirit is beautiful. Your body is beautiful, right? Your energy, what you're going to be bringing into this world, what you already have been bringing into this world is beautiful. Knowing the beauty within self. I love that. You could be working with mermaids. I love mermaids and their energy and their frequency. And there's so many ancient stories about them too. And they're still here. So, all right, Medusa, a message for our body. Hunger. With the vampire. Number 28, which is a 10. 2 plus 2 is a 10. Hunger. And with our bodies, I'm getting like, not necessarily hunger like food, but what are you actually feeding yourself with the energy? Like, so when we talk about the vampires, right, they want to suck you dry of something. So this could be an addiction, a habit, right? Something that's low vibrational, that constantly keeps coming into your energy field, that's trying to suck you dry from stepping into your truest gifts and power. So she's saying your body is asking you to be hungry for expansion, hungry for stepping into your gifts, hungry for stepping into new creative endeavors, hungry for knowing more about who you truly are, rather than these sneaky ass energies that are trying to pull back the curtain, be like, right? Loving yourself, being hungry for what you're truly passionate for, rather than the things that bring your energy into low vibrational states. I love that. Number 3, the underworld with Hades. Spirit. And if you're still watching the video this far, you may be interested in going into the underworld, or you already have before when you've worked with like different shadow aspects or shadow work, healing within self, anything like that. But she's saying that the underworld is one of these places that you can go to stare your fears and ego desires in the face, to turn to stone and shatter them, is in the underworld with Hades. Number 7. 7 is all about that spiritual expansion and awareness, right? There's many ancient stories about the number 7, and I can talk about the number 7 for, I'm not even going to count for how long. But the underworld, if you're comfortable with going into the underworld, call on your animal spirits, call on your ancestors, angels, and guides to protect you, to go on this journey in the underworld, to stare your fears in the face and shatter them, so that they're no longer trying to block your highest frequency of passion and pleasure and desire, like true desires, soul felt desires, and not mind ego desires. There's 2 completely different things between ego desire and heartfelt desires, right? She's saying one more card. Ooh, I like that. With the Selkie, freedom. Freedom. That's beautiful. Because she kind of looks like she's inside, right? This is letting me know that you're completely protected. And once you truly own your gifts, shatter your fears, there is freedom in that. There is freedom in being who you truly are. This is a number 2. There we go with that balance again. That balance looks like a feminine energy in here and a masculine energy here, right? Again, with that masculine and feminine energy, this has been coming up in my readings for a while now. Like this harmony, this balance with the masculine and feminine. And this is really the year that that's coming into deep, deep fruition for many of us, right? That harmony and that balance with our masculine and feminine energies. But this is going to give us freedom within our creations, freeing our mind from things that don't serve us, right? Freeing our spirit from all this toxic energy of this vampire energies trying to influence our passions and our creations and stepping into who we truly are. And the more we trust ourselves, the more we trust who we're connecting with, the more we trust our intuition, the more we trust our passions and our creations, and that we do know that they will succeed, right? I think there's another message here. Tell me. Free to express yourself. A lot of us are working with our throat chakra, our expression. That's something that I've been talking about, I think, for the past couple of years, working with our expression. And with our throat chakra, I've mentioned this before, it's connected to our heart chakra. It turns into this diamond, the bottom, up to our ears, and then up to our soul star chakra. This is the diamond of our expression, right? What we see, what we hear, what we feel, how we express it. That's beautiful. No more fear of expression. That could be one of the fears that you're going to be shattering, the fear of expressing yourself. And that was one of the fears I shattered. I'm going to keep it real. That was one of the fears that I had to shatter within my own energy field and my own journey. And it's been beautiful. I still feel like sometimes I'm on this crossroads of like, should I not? But the more that we trust ourselves every single day, and the more we connect with ourselves every single day and bring ourselves back into that balance and harmony within, the more we can trust what's coming through, and the more we truly will have freedom. That's why we came here to be free, right? We're done with this bullshit. Excuse my language. We're done with this bullshit. The bullshit of feeling like we need to be somebody else to do something and not truly being who we are. I'm gonna leave the messages there. Medusa is ready to work with us to bring us in these blessings, right? Help you to connect and tap in with your true deepest desires, shattering your fears, and really just being the highest frequency. This day of the 5 is all about change and transformation. That's what the 5 means. So as you shatter these old versions of self, these fears, these doubts, these ego desires, then you will be able ready to step into this path of this freedom to truly be everything and everyone you were meant to be. Every piece of you, every soul fragment you have collected, every identity that's truly you, right? You don't have to pick and choose what gift you want to use or pick and choose what lifetime you want to live. This is the present moment now, and you can bring all of this beautiful frequencies into the here and now to be present. I love you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.